She called me crazy. So I did this petty revenge. The hum of the server room was my white noise. I liked it. Predictable, unlike Brenda. She was a hurricane in a pantsuit, perpetually seeking someone to blame for her self-inflicted messes. I was usually the target. I was Liam, senior software engineer. I built things. Clean code, elegant solutions. Brenda was in marketing. She spun things, often my things, into her narratives. It started small. A missed deadline subtly pinned on IT inefficiencies. Presentation slide deck mysteriously altered, making my work appear less polished. I brushed it off. Annoying, but not worth the battle. I preferred the quiet hum of my keyboard to the shrill clang of office politics. Then came Project Chimera. My baby. Months of late nights, fueled by lukewarm coffee and sheer stubbornness, poured into a revolutionary AI-driven marketing tool. It was brilliant. Brenda knew it, which is why she wanted it. The presentation to Mr. Thompson, our CEO, was my Everest. I was ready. I had the data, the demos, the irrefutable proof of Chimera's potential. 10 minutes in, Brenda struck. Liam, with all due respect, she began, her voice dripping with insincerity, aren't you being overly ambitious? This feels theoretical, almost crazy. The word hung in the air, amplified by the expectant silence of the room. My carefully constructed argument crumbled. Doubts, expertly planted by Brenda, sprouted in Mr. Thompson's face. He looked from me to Brenda, his gaze seeking reassurance. He found it in her practiced smile. Perhaps, Mr. Thompson said, clearing his throat, we need to reevaluate the scope of this project. Brenda, maybe you can work with Liam to streamline things. Streamline. Translation, gut it. Kill it. Let Brenda take the credit for whatever scraps remained. I stammered, tried to defend my work, but the word crazy echoed in my... It had lodged itself there, a barbed hook snagged on my confidence. The meeting ended. Project Chimera was dead. I was humiliated. She got to you, didn't she? David, my friend and colleague, clapped me on the shoulder at the bar that evening. That woman is toxic. Toxic doesn't even begin to cover it, I muttered, nursing my beer. She called me crazy, David, in front of everyone. So, David shrugged, prove her right. But in a way she won't see coming. That's when the idea sparked. Not a blaze, but a slow burning ember of resentment. I wasn't crazy. I was meticulous, and I was about to weaponize that. Revenge, I decided, had to be subtle, deniable, untraceable. It had to hurt Brenda where it counted: her ambition, her reputation, her meticulously crafted image of competence. Step 1, information. I needed to know everything about Brenda. Her work habits, her online activity, her insecurities. Gary, the IT guy, was my unwitting accomplice. He owed me. I'd fixed his botched server migration last year, saving him from a very public firing. Now I needed a favor. Hey Gary, I said, sidling up to his cluttered desk. We're having some weird network issues on my team. Specifically with some of the marketing apps. Any chance you could keep an eye on things, maybe run some diagnostics? I slipped him a pair of concert tickets to his favorite band. Gary didn't ask questions. He just nodded. Over the next few weeks, Gary became my eyes and ears. He reported on Brenda's frequent use of social media, her password habits, variations on her dog's name, predictable, and her over-reliance on certain analytics tools. I also started paying attention. Real attention. I noticed how Brenda always arrived exactly 15 minutes late, making a grand entrance. I observed her tendency to exaggerate marketing results, inflating numbers to impress Mr. Thompson. I even befriended Mrs. Rodriguez, the cleaning lady, who confided that Brenda never emptied her own trash and always left coffee stains on her desk. Small details, but they painted a picture. My first act of revenge was a digital paper cut. I knew Brenda relied heavily on a specific CRM tool. I subtly introduced a minor glitch, a barely noticeable lag in the system. It wouldn't cripple her work, but it would slow her down, frustrate her, and make her look slightly incompetent when demonstrating it to clients. She complained to IT, of course, but Gary, under my direction, managed to make it seem like a random, unavoidable bug. Brenda's frustration was palpable. A small victory, but it fueled my resolve. Next, I anonymously leaked some information about Brenda's inflated marketing numbers to a disgruntled client. The client, predictably, went ballistic. Brenda was hauled into Mr. Thompson's office for a tense meeting. I watched from afar, a quiet observer in the open plan office, as Brenda emerged, looking flustered and defensive. That's when she started to suspect something. She became paranoid, scrutinizing everyone, even me. She started documenting everything, meticulously building a case against someone. I think someone's trying to sabotage me, she confided to Sarah, the HR representative, loud enough for me to hear. They're out to get me. Sarah, bless her heart, looked concerned but skeptical. Brenda, are you sure you're not just feeling stressed? Stress. That was the goal. To push Brenda to the edge, to expose her for the manipulative, insecure person she truly was. I knew I had to escalate. The digital paper cuts weren't enough. I needed a knockout blow. Gary provided the key. He discovered that Brenda was using a third-party service to generate fake leads for her marketing campaigns. It was unethical, potentially illegal, and exactly the kind of ammunition I needed. Over the next few days, I meticulously crafted a plan. Using the information I had gathered, I gained access to Brenda's online accounts. Not directly, of course. I used a series of proxies and anonymizers, ensuring that my tracks were completely covered. I then began to subtly manipulate her accounts, making it appear as if she was actively engaging in these unethical practices. I crafted fake emails, altered data in her CRM, and even posted misleading advertisements on social media, all designed to implicate her in the lead generation scheme. The final touch was an anonymous email to Mr. Thompson, highlighting the suspicious activity and subtly suggesting an internal audit of the marketing department. The email landed on a Monday morning. By Tuesday afternoon, the investigation was in full swing. Brenda was blindsided. She vehemently denied any wrongdoing, but the evidence was damning. The fake leads, the manipulated data, the misleading advertisements, it all pointed directly to her. She tried to blame her team, claiming they were acting without her knowledge, but no one believed her. Her carefully constructed facade of competence was crumbling before her very eyes. Then she turned on me. "It's Liam," she shrieked, barging into my cubicle. "He's the one doing this. He's been trying to undermine me from the beginning. He's crazy," the word again. But this time it didn't sting. It empowered me, because now I controlled the narrative. "Brenda," I said calmly, "I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe you should focus on clearing your name instead of making baseless accusations." I even managed to look genuinely concerned. Oscar-worthy performance, if I do say so myself. Mr. Thompson, looking grave, pulled Brenda away. "Brenda," he said, his voice low, "I think it's best if you take some time off, pending the outcome of the investigation." Brenda was escorted out of the building, her face a mask of fury and despair. With Brenda gone, Project Chimera was resurrected. I was hailed as a visionary, a genius. Mr. Thompson even offered a sheepish apology for doubting me. Brenda was quietly dismissed from the company a few weeks later. I heard through the grapevine that she was having trouble finding a new job. Her reputation was tarnished. I had one. I sat at my desk, working on a new project. I felt a surge of satisfaction. I had defended my work, my reputation, my sanity, but I also felt a twinge of something else. Guilt, maybe. Or maybe it was just the realization that I was capable of more than I thought, that my meticulousness, my attention to detail, could be a powerful weapon. I wondered if I had gone too far, if I had become the very thing I despised. I pushed the thought aside. It didn't matter. Brenda was gone. I was safe. I smiled, a subtle, almost imperceptible twitch of my lips. Perhaps she was right. Maybe I was a little crazy. But in this world, sometimes a little crazy is exactly what you need.